In the last lesson, we looked at methods that return values. In this lesson, we're going to look at methods that don't return values, that are used more like what are called in other languages procedures. So let's get started. One use of a method that doesn't return a value is to display some type of message. We'll create a method named prompt with one parameter, and all it will do is display the message that is passed to it. But we would use that when we had to display many messages and we want to abstract out that code from our main program, such as so let's run this program. The only problem with this program is we might have hello world without a new line. So we could put a new line between these if we wanted to and get the same result. So that's one use of the procedure or method that does not return a value. Another reason to use a method that does not return a value is when you want to create a method that might have to return multiple values, or you're going to operate on a larger data structure within the method. Here's an example. Let me comment out this old program. Let's say we create an array of grades, and I'm just going to put some even values here. We want to be able to curve the grades by adding a specified number of points to each grade in the array. So we can do that by creating a method that works on the array, and we'll call it curve. And it's going to take two arguments, an array and some points. And we're going to curve the grades in the array by the number of points specified. So the way we're going to do that is using a special method that's part of the array class called map, actually map bang or map exclamation point, that will take each grade out of our array and add to it the number of points that we specify, like that. Map simply takes each element of a data structure and performs some type of procedure or change, although it doesn't have to be a change, to those elements. So what we're saying is for each grade in the array, add the number of points to it that we specify. So let's give that a shot. Right there. There we go. Now let's display the grades. Save the program. Now let's run it. So we started out with 60, 70, 80, and 90, and our program modified those grades to 65, 75, 85, and 95. We could have done this in the program itself, in the main program, but it's good programming style to move some sort of modification like this and put it into a method rather than perform the procedure in your main program. So those are two examples of methods that do not return values but are used instead for what we'll call the side effect or a side effect. In the first example, prompt, we used it to display a message passed into the method. And in the second example, curve, we used it to curve an array based on a number of points also given to the method. But neither one of the methods returns a value. Instead, it performs some sort of task inside its definition. So that wraps up this lesson, and we're ready to move to a third lesson on methods, where we're going to talk about methods that take a variable number of arguments.